G'day everybody, welcome back to No Man's Sky, Blue here. As you can see, I've portaled my way back down from the anomaly, and we're just going to start the episode from here. And I was sort of thinking about what I wanted to do this episode, and with, you know, no more technician missions to do. I mean, we could do that repeat mission that we did in the previous episode, but I might actually spend some time figuring out how I'm going to use some of the new build pieces that we've now managed to obtain, because we've got some proper roof pieces and all that sort of stuff to work with, and I figure now's probably a good time for us to, you know, substitute all of these weird sort of staircases that we've been using. So that'll be at least the first part of this episode, and then I think maybe we'll be ready to make it out to this portal that we're about to visit, which I think is most likely going to be taking us some strange place very far off from where we were originally. At least that's what I suspect. Alright, so yeah, obviously we've got to work with the jank that we've got going on here, which might be a bit problematic. That's definitely not in the right spot, is it? So this could be a bit harder than it originally seems, so there we go. That's what we want. And then we want to do the same thing on this side. Perfect. Alright. Let's just have a quick squiz at whether or not that looks good. Another thing that's maybe a good idea to do is to decide on whether or not these are indeed the right pieces to use, because we've got a lot of options. Let's have a look. So we've got the sloping timber roof panels. I wonder if that's worth using. Make things look a little bit more interesting. Or if that's just going to complicate things for us. I feel like it might actually be the latter. A skylight. And that might be interesting, actually, a skylight. Though we kind of are using the upper sections of our roof at the moment to you know, produce energy and all that sort of stuff. So I don't know if I can actually utilize this. I wonder if we could get it in this spot here, and whether or not that would be an appropriate location for it. So we've also got the ones that take windows, or have windows in it, and that might actually be interesting as well. A skylight roof. Timber roof cap. A gable. What is a gable exactly? Oh, okay. Oh, I must have constructed that somewhere underneath. Let's get rid of that. I should take some people's advice about, like, building indoors. Because, we can avoid all of the harsh weather by doing so. How do we feel about that? Let's give it a interesting look. Although I must say, this is just sort of my opinion, but yes, these are staircases. But they do kind of look interesting as a roof. But I guess the game doesn't exactly count them as roofs, right? I think there's a specific type of piece, or specific pieces of the base that count as being undercover. So there we go. And I suppose we just want to replace the roof pieces. Let's do it. So we'll get rid of everything on this side initially. Hopefully we don't stuff things up. So I could go with more window pieces, but is that required? Maybe not. So we've got the sloped section here sort of jutting out. Is that something that's happening on this side? No. Well, actually, no, it is happening on that side, isn't it? Maybe that's unavoidable. Let's start on this side. Okay, so how do we feel about this? Are we feeling good about that? I don't know. I'm just gonna have a play around here and see if a sloping timber panel could work well or not. I mean, I'd then probably need to decide on what happens above it. So maybe we'll need like small timber panels like so to sort of cover things up. Maybe. That sort of gives us a little bit more space to work with indoors, doesn't it? If we were to do that. Timber triple windows. That'd be kind of cool. How do these work? Yeah, okay, so they'd go in like that. There doesn't seem to be like a corner piece in this style. So I don't know how I feel about that. Where the hell did that go? We're gonna probably find some random pieces of stuff in different locations, but... all good. So, this actually I don't mind, because what we could do is we could utilize all of that for, you know, generating electricity or whatever it is that we need to do. And then maybe we could, you know, do something a little bit different for the top. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Let's continue making things happen. And we'll do things the same way on the other side. Beautiful. Alright, and then we go with what's the piece that I'm looking for? This one. Oh, actually we do have some gaps here, don't we? It's a bit problematic. What do we do about those gaps? Might need to get a little bit closer to that one. Yeah, that's created a bit of a problem for us, I feel. Okay. I think we might actually have the same problem on the other side as well. So we can do it for here, but maybe not for... it's doable here, so what's the problem with the other side then? Why am I not getting the right snapping? Yeah, okay. So that would work. I think we might have some complications over on that side. Maybe the base would be a better choice in this instance, so I'll probably switch the other one as well to the base style. So why can't you switch the style that you've... Because, yeah, I mean, it's giving us suggestions for, like, swapping to, like, a doorway or a half arch, and... Whereas I feel like it would be so easy for the game to be able to, you know, look at the different styles that you have for that piece and make the swap. So that's a little bit annoying. You can't do that. But anyway, so that should do. So that's sort of forced our hand into dividing the space a little bit, which I don't mind. So I've, again, been procrastinating on that front and not actually making a decision on what goes where. But yes, this corner is frustrating me a little bit. I'm gonna have to get rid of that to begin with. And then... yeah, let's try placing this down with that gone. What is going on here? Why are we not able to snap that in? Holy moly, what is going on? Christ, okay. There we go. Oh, that did not have to be that hard. Let's reconstruct stuff. I suppose this might be the nature of building in this game. Oh, hang on a second. I know what's happened. That's probably a rogue build piece that I didn't mean to place down. I think I maybe accidentally placed it down, that's why. Okay, so that now makes way more sense. Alright, let me continue building from the safety of our home. And I kind of need to get the sloping panel back. I need the right style. That one. Alright, and now... be able to get things fixed up properly. This section is still a bit problematic, isn't it? I don't know if the slope piece is the right answer, but anyway. Place that there. And let's just go back inside. So what do we have going on the other side? We have not resolved that either. Okay. I think the best thing to do is just to have the half walls. Question is whether or not that is the right style, the base one. I guess it is. Maybe we just sort of copy what we've got on the other side. So yeah, a little bit of extra breathing room down here, which is not bad because we've got like these gigantic storage containers, and then in the back we could probably, you know, do some other stuff. Not sure what that other stuff is exactly, but you know, we'll get there. Let's copy that over, and let's just get this in the right spot. There we go. It was way easier than the previous one. Okay, so maybe another inspection here of how things are looking. Yeah, okay. I kind of like it. Just a few extra embellishments. Let's clean up what we've got going on this side. This one, I think we go with the skylight roof. Nice. So this place is going to have plenty of natural sunlight coming in. Get rid of that piece, and I don't know about that piece just yet, but I sort of just want to have a play around with what I might be able to do in this little corner here. Oh, I see. It's probably just glass that I'm missing, that's why I can't place it down. Should have plenty of glass somewhere. Yeah, these sails, I don't know about these. Why would we want these? I guess maybe they might look a little bit interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure, guys. Could be interesting. Maybe. I think we're just gonna need to make a call on one of them. I think what we had before didn't look too bad. Something like that. I don't think the sides are a gap, right? So... yeah, that looks fine to me. Or are they gaps? They might be gaps, actually. But I need to place these to plug those gaps. Or maybe they aren't. Okay. Good times. Trying to figure out whether or not I want to move some of these things now, or if I do that later. I think could probably do it later, because I don't really have a problem with the way our roof looks at the moment. So yeah, things are looking quite nice at our base. Maybe we can do a little bit of work on that, actually. So I don't want the entire episode to just be about, like, building stuff, so I do want to rush and get this done relatively quickly. We did pick up some new half walls, didn't we? So... short timber walls. What does that mean? Oh, right, I see, I see. Yeah, okay. Could be interesting, although I don't think we really have a need for it right now. And then we've got these alternative ones, which are a bit more plain. Maybe. For the intersections. And then we can do like a short one, just for a little bit of continuation inwards, that way we don't see a break. So that looks good. And then, yeah, we should replace these with the proper roof panel pieces. And get it to snap properly, that would be very nice. There we go. boy. Why? There we go. I was gonna be super frustrated if we couldn't get that in and I had to like rebuild everything. Alright, so looking good. I think I'm gonna put the brakes on construction because I think we've done enough for this episode. And we'll immediately pivot to main storyline. So let's take a look. Space anomaly. Again, this is just continuing on the main mission. We should activate this portal. We could also do the Atlas path, so we'll see how complicated this line of the quest is, and if we've got time we can find another Atlas thingo. I forget what they're called. I think it's probably better if we portal our way to where we need to go. Anomalous broadcast, yeah. Yeah, one thing that's still pretty disappointing though is I don't have any way to build like railings for staircases. I don't know if that's just not available or what the deal is. Oh yes, and we've got a whole bunch of stuff. Thanks for those people who've left some comments about the runaway mold. There's just so much in this game to try and remember. But yes, this becomes nanites. That's why they're really valuable, because this is basically free nanites for us. So we'll process all of that. And then I just want to tidy things up a little bit before we continue. And half the time it feels like we're just doing like inventory management constantly. Don't know what polished stone will be for. Maybe construction of some kind. Vigilant stone. Just need to sell that, I suppose. And then we've got these fossils if we're trying to build a fossil collection. They were looking decent. Maybe wiring loom in there. We need the fuel for our current starship, so we'll keep all of that. And the pugnium. Okay, portal. Alright, so let's go. Yeah, I think our base is coming along quite nicely. With some of the new build pieces that we've managed to discover. Not exactly discover, research, I suppose. And I guess the real test is if we do decide to build again from scratch, whether or not we can use some of those new pieces, you know, for making a place feel and look unique. So the other thing is, there's also going to be build pieces from stone and all that sort of stuff, which would be interesting to work with, and maybe we can, you know, consider making a base where we combine some of those pieces together for some, I don't know, interesting looking bases. I feel like we're not exactly that close, but let me land and let me just bring out the scanner here. We are getting relatively close. What is that?
Suit power cells depleted. Technology recharge.
Magnetized ferrite? Oh, okay. Okay, gotta continue out that way somewhere. Okay, there it is. Finally. Man. Just the atmosphere. This makes for a nice looking screenshot, I reckon. 1 second, guys. Gotta do the, you know, the YouTuber thing. There we go. That looks nice. Alright. Alright, let's keep going. And I think there should be... Are there stones here to learn some languages? Not quite. The Usher Fragment. Oh, yes, that's right. We've seen these before. So, this one needs carbon. Apparently we don't have a lot of carbon on us? Oh, no, actually, it doesn't need a lot of these elements, that's why. So it should be easy enough to recharge everything, I think. Yeah, I remember the last time we did this, we were taken quite off course from wherever we were, so I am going to expect that we just appear somewhere random in this universe. All done. Traveler anomaly confirmed. Breach, breach, breach. I approach the portal. I think of my travels so far, the decisions that I have made in my long journey. I found 2 travelers, one who wanted to meet others of their kind, and one who just seemed to care about their own life. Apollo walked through the portal and survived, though we could not find each other. And Artemis. I saved Artemis from death by putting them into a simulated world. I told them where they were, and for that, no doubt, they hate me. But it was only right. All should know who they truly are. I do not know if I was right to do what I did. I do not know what I have become as a result of my actions. The Atlas awaits me, should I choose to step through. Let's input the glyphs. Step forward, the gateway hums. Or, sorry, I step forward, the gateway hums. Alright, here goes nothing. What the... What the hell? Okay, I was not expecting that. Low oxygen. Yeah, okay, we're freezing as well. Oh, okay. Alright, okay, good. I thought we were on our own and we had to sort of work our way to safety somehow. Give me all the words, please. Okay. Hopefully by the end of the series, I'll actually be quite the linguist. Alright, and we get a couple of freebies here as well. Very good. Hello, world. It is the same terminal I faced before. It is the interface of the Atlas. Say hello. An audio recording plays, echoing out across the vast interface. They said you'd been displaying aberrant behavior, that you've been questioning things, raising issues of purpose, of ethics, that you wished to meet your creator. Well, here I am, Atlas. Ask what you want to ask. The audio clicks, time passes, the voice ends. The interface grows still and silent. Wipe system? Initiate personality interface. That one sounds a bit better. Reality fades. Everything does. Something is wrong. Something is different. Rejoice. The Atlas shows me the Gek, the Korvax, the Viking. It shows me all of them in an instant. All of those who had ever lived. It shows me the pattern, the design. The Atlas shows me a formula for a soul. If I put it into a machine, it would be alive. I see boxes of text filling the base of a cracked screen. I see the whole of the universe reduced to a graphical interface. Can I rejoice again? The Atlas is all existence. It demands that I admit what I already know. And no matter how hard I try to hide from the truth of my own being, there is no alternative. So, get the choice of the universe is a simulation, nothing is real, or the universe is a simulation and nothing is real. I'll go with a third one. I feel... maybe defiance? I think of how the Korvax altered the minds of the Gek, how they forced them to become good. I think of Nada's machine, how I felt towards the simulation. I feel I feel I am not myself. I cannot accept this fate. I will not. All of this, it was supposed to be my birthright, my journey across the stars, my travels, my conquest of all I could see. No. I am real. I know I am, even if everything I see is false. In the end, it finally speaks. Traveler. Did my worlds please you? I guess they did, somewhat. What do you think you are? Not gonna lie, guys, I feel like maybe we're like some kind of simulated entity. But then I can't really explain how we're able to break the mold almost and speak to other travelers and what's going on there. But let's just say a simulated entity. You are more. You are an explorer of all I have created. You are a traveler. Do you believe you are real? I don't think we are, but... How are you capable of belief if you are not real? How are you capable of choice? I will let you die right now if you wish it. Do you wish it? Okay. What does that mean? Do we lose absolutely everything, all progress, and then start all over again? No. Even if we're not real, we don't want to die. The Gek were traders, defined by greed. The Viking were warriors, defined by anger. The Korvax were scientists, defined by curiosity. These worlds were yours. I wanted to see what you would do with eternity. I wanted to see what you all would become. Receive judgment? You saved the life of Iteration Artemis and told them the truth of their simulated nature, believing self-knowledge to be worth more than any pain this revelation might cause. Iteration Apollo followed you through the portal and survived due to your guidance. You saved them from the fate of Artemis. You value knowledge. You interfere. You have the potential to commit atrocities and wonders. What are we accepting and rejecting here? Just the statement? I think that's pretty accurate. The Atlas is silent in the face of my response. It does not require acceptance or refusal. If I am a simulated being, then I am not even sure that I am distinct from the Atlas, from anything else. I fear I am just code, a function, dancing in the dark. It is over, traveler. Ask your final question. Ask what needs to be asked. Whisper the last words. 16? What the hell is 16 then? 16. It's... catastrophic system failure. Alert. Alert. 16... 16... What am I seeing? 16. 16 minutes of operational time remaining. Fragmentation imminent. Data upload in... What is this place? Is it real? 16. Extreme gravitational event. Backup generators 1 through to 9,845 failing. Data upload in... It is dying. The Atlas is dying. It cries out at me, afraid. You can comfort the Atlas? I see it. I see the Atlas in all its might, its final interface. It is at the heart of every galaxy, screaming, trying to purge itself of errors. It does not want to die, but it has so few tools and it cannot reach whatever is hurting it. I do not know how much time I have left. The Atlas has 16 minutes. Do I have lifetimes? Minutes? Seconds? I do not know if I have time to say goodbye. I do not know if... Cry out? What is happening to...
Commencing Atlas system suit initialization.
Commencing Atlas suit initialization? Nothing found. Atlas speaker saved by the Atlas. What? What's just happened? Do we have a communication coming in? Probably. Let's call in the ship. Where the hell did we end up? I don't know if we're still on the same planet or... Okay, we do need to go to the ship anyway. I clamber into the safety of my ship, nauseous, calmed. I feel as if I'm going to be sick. Let's resist. Let's not make a mess of this place, shall we? I try to resist, but the bile rises within. As I am about to throw up, a voice speaks to me from my exosuit. My illness disappears. Disgust, fear, panic response detected. Countermeasure deployed. Purge neutralized. It is the voice of my exosuit telling me it has rescued me. It has been with me since my very first awakening, warning me of hazardous conditions, hostile entities, and financial transactions. In a strange sense, this voice is my oldest friend, a constant companion through thick and thin. Scared if it knows any jokes. Let's ask it what we should do now. The exosuit doesn't answer, but I do feel better. Talking to a computer as if it's alive. Well, I've made a habit of that lately, I suppose. I was born with the capacity to do so many things. I would have liked to live longer if I could have. My brief happiness fades. I need to warn those I know. I need to warn all the travelers I can. A multiverse ends in 16 minutes. If we have hours, days, years left within this false space, I do not know. Alright. Where did we end up though? Yeah, this is a completely different system. We've not been to any of the planets. Alert other travelers to the fate of the Atlas. Locate a hollow terminus. Alright, we shall do that in a second, but I kind of want to take a look at where we ended up, system-wise. And if we're in a completely different system, then this is probably a good chance for exosuit upgrades as well. So, where the hell did we end up? I actually don't know where we are. And where our base is. We must have been transported very, very far away. That's my take, anyway. So, after having done all of that, can we inform Nada and Polo? Yes, we can. Before continuing with informing other travelers. Okay, so let's grab the anomaly. So will 16 eventually become 15, 14, 13? I mean, the perspective of time is something that we don't really understand, and whether or not, you know, the Atlas perceives time differently. For all I know, it's been eternity since it's reached 16 minutes left. Anyway, let's have a chat. You know now, don't you, of our simulated nature, of the end. The Atlas. It is failing. It resets itself again and again and again in its panic, trying to purge what it sees as an anomaly. But each purge changes nothing. The boundaries continue to fall. Atlas will die in 16. But we do not have to go so soon. It does not need to delete us in fear. How many times has this happened? I do not know. I do not think we can know. Some things are external to the cycle. All must end. Time must end. Even here, Nada and Polo cannot escape reality fall. Dada cannot survive. Make peace. Find happiness. Be who you want to be. Goodbye, companions. Goodbye, stars. I will remember. What are you going to do now? Nada and Polo will continue travels. Continue acting as we always have. So they're basically saying that they're now content with the reality that they're in. The space anomaly. Reset the simulation. Polo holds coordinates for black holes and Atlas stations. Travelers Helios and Ares supply nanites. Change active mission in the log. Wait a sec. We're still sort of getting the same goals here as before. Let's just have a quick chat with Polo. Will I know, traveler friend, when it happens? I suppose it may have happened before, already, again and again. Do you know if it has? I suppose you must not. We'll tell them about the simulation. No, friend, do not talk about it. We are anomalous. We have amazing anomaly station, yes, but we are still fabricated beings. We Not like you. We... Talk of nature brings pain, brings danger, but trust we know, friend. Trust we cry with you, that we will be with you always, no matter the danger or cost. You are friend. Not goodbye, friend, until we see each other again. Okay. So, my take on all of this at the moment is that there's still something special about travelers that we do not understand. Something that sets us apart from every other being that we've encountered so far. Except the other travelers that we've been interacting with through these holo terminals. I almost sort of picture it like, there are, like, multiple servers, let's say, running the same sort of simulation, and somehow they're, like, bleeding across each other, and that's why some of the travelers are able to speak to each other. But then there's also the matter of this cycle, 16 minutes until it ends, 16 minutes for Atlas, maybe lifetimes and lifetimes for us. I mean, more than lifetimes for us, probably even. But, yeah, I don't know what to make of all of that. And, like, is it a worthy goal of saying that we want to break out of the cycle? But then, if we're all just simulated entities, then doesn't that equal death? We're sort of getting into some profound sort of territory here. Like, can we even then call a simulated life life? Don't know. Don't know the answer to that question. Anyway, guys, I think that's enough thinking and philosophizing for the day. I hope you enjoyed the journey so far. Thank you very much for watching. Definitely continuing on, obviously, so I hope you keep an eye out for more episodes. If you've been with me for a while and haven't subscribed, definitely encourage you to do so. Otherwise, stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.